Just this week, 20-year-old Henry Coates picked up a PDC Pro Tour title, Players' Championship event number 25 in Hildesheim, which activated a rule. A rule that was brought in 2018, a rule I like to call the Ratajski rule, and I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about it. This rule was brought into play because of players winning tour cards without a tour card. The first player to do so was in 2015, which was Joe Mernon, but it was in 2018, not when Ratajski won a Pro Tour, that this flagged up the problem. When Ratajski won a UK Open qualifier, which was basically like the Pro Tour, but with Challenge Tour players as well. They arguably was harder to win, more players in them, more rounds in them, so a bit trickier. He also won 2 Pro Tours in 2018. During this process, they realised that actually by winning that and not being high enough in order to get positions meant he would miss out on potentially qualifying for things like the World Match Play. And the idea is to always have the best players in the best events. So the rule was brought into play for then. Now, since then, we have had other players like Scott Williams won. In fact, we've now got 5 players who have won Pro Tours without having a tour card. Now, that rule that comes into play and is activated here means the system changes. At the moment, this is the system that is used to top players up for Pro Tour events. And we'll see Henry Coates here is in position number 12 on the Challenge Tour Order of Merit. Now, if you're unfamiliar, every time a player withdraws from the Pro Tour, it goes to the player who's at the top of the Order of Merit. So if one player withdraws, Joe Hunt comes in. If 2 players withdraw, Derek Coulson comes in. 3, Tommy Lishman, and so on. And it keeps going down until the full 128 players is completed. Henry Coates now moves from number 12 up to position number 1. So the Challenge Tour Order of Merit now comes secondary to Henry Coates, who has picked up a Pro Tour title. This goes for anybody off the tour. Now, it's kind of a good position. It's a good time of year to do so. He's guaranteed the rest of the Pro Tour season now, because we know we're not going to get a full 128 complement, which means he's going to get the 8 Pro Tours. So what does this mean for Henry Coates? This is where rules also come into play. Henry Coates has got an opportunity now to make the Players' Championship finals at Minehead. He's got the opportunity to make the World Championships. He's got the opportunity to make the Grand Slam. So there's good opportunities here that he could go up the rankings. Now, if we take a look at the rankings here, the main Order of Merit, we will find that Henry Coates has made a significant move. 30 places, up to number 95 on the main Order of Merit. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up, the cutoff for keeping your tour card is top 64. Currently, Nick Kenny, £121,000. And the reason I'm bringing it up here is because if we look at things like the World Match Play race, right now, Henry Coates is number 3 on that Order of Merit with £17,000 and would be part of the conversation in can he make it to the Winter Gardens. But, big but, another rule comes into play. And that is, because Henry Coates does not have a tour card, at the end of the World Championship, his prize money would be reset to 0, including off of that Order of Merit for the World Match Play. He would be zeroed unless he gets in the world's top 64. Now, if he goes to Q School and gets a tour card, he gets a 2-year tour card starting from 0. If he gets one off the development tour, he starts a 2-year tour card starting from 0. He does not get to keep this prize money. The prize money he's won, he only gets to keep if he reaches the top 64 at the start of January at the conclusion of the World Championships. Otherwise, it all goes. A rule that Keegan Brown fell foul to when he lost his tour card. He ended up losing all the money off the World Match Play. Radak Skagansky won a Pro Tour and he would have been in the World Match Play at the expense of Luke Woodhouse had he kept his tour card. Because he lost his tour card, he ended up missing out on the World Match Play, of which he would have been comfortably in because he would have also had the start of the year to add to it. So, a couple of interesting rules there that you may not have been aware of. As far as it goes for Henry Coates getting that position, this is the end of year rankings, which would include these 3 major events the World Championship, the Players' Championship finals, and the Grand Slam, which would get him to £54,000. At the moment, the cut-off Scott Williams is on £108,000 and currently not in any major events. Robert Owen and Kyvenhoven in the Players and the Worlds, and they've got European tours as well, which is not something that Henry Coates will have access to. Bo Greaves, £92,000 with big events still to go. The likelihood is she's going to go in there. So that's going to bump that prize fund down even further. And then obviously runs and things for people in the World Championships. Henry Coates currently on £54,000 with those included. If he's going to keep his position and keep this prize money, he's probably going to need to win £70,000 from 8 Pro Tours and potentially 3 majors. It's quite a lot, isn't it? So the likelihood of the match play isn't there unless he gets a card and starts again from 0 as well. But one rule's helped him, one's worked against him. What do you think? Was you aware of this rule? Catch you in the comments.